Hello friends, you have liked the videos. If you have liked the videos, you just subscribe it. You just press red button below, red subscribe button below. After pressing red subscribe button, you subscribe my Trendy News YouTube channel, and you also press bell icon near to this subscribe button. After pressing bell icon, you will get regular notification of new videos. Friends, you also give your thumbs up, you like it, and you also share it between friends, group, and forums like Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, WhatsApp, and all the other methods. Okay. Hello friends, I am Sasi Ranjan Kumar over here, and you are welcome to Trendy News YouTube channel. India is going to accomplish Chandrayaan mission 2, and this time India is sending Chandrayaan from GSLV, that is the Geosynchronous Launch Vehicle MK3. This is also called Fat Boys in India in a space mission, and rover will start walking on the surface of the moon and start studying the moon layers. And after fulfilling this mission, India will become fourth country after Russia, America, and China, because previously Russia, America, and China has already sent their satellites, lander, and rover on the moon, but they are not fully successful in doing experiments. This is the first country. India is sending moon lander and the rover on the South Pole, and Chandrayaan. This will be launched in October 2008. Previously, Chandrayaan was launched in October 2008, and just after around 1 year, in 2009 August, it crash landed on the moon surface because of low fuel. But in this 1 year in service, that revolved around 400 times to the moon, and this detected water in ice form. And India was the first country from Chandrayaan mission 2 who gave information about this, that moon has water but in the form of ice. And Chandrayaan 2 mission will complete remaining part of the mission. Discussion about Chandrayaan mission 2, that is Chandrayaan 2, India's second lunar mission, has 3 modules, namely orbiter, lander named Vikram, and rover named Pragyan. The orbiter and lander modules will be interfaced mechanically and are stacked together as an integrated module and accommodated inside the GSLV MK3 launch vehicle. The rover is housed inside the lander. After launch into Earth-bound orbit by GSLV MK3, the integrated module will reach moon orbit using orbiter propulsion module. Subsequently, lander will separate from the orbiter and soft land at the predetermined site close to the lunar south pole. Further, the rover will roll out for carrying out scientific experiments on the lunar surface. Instruments are also mounted on lander and orbiter for carrying out scientific experiments, and all the modules are getting ready for Chandrayaan 2 launch during the window of July 9 to July 16, 2019, with an expected moon landing on September 6, 2019. And the 3,800 kilograms spacecraft includes an orbiter which will circle the moon at 100 kilometers from the moon surface, and a 5-legged lander called Vikram that will land on the moon on or around September 6, 2019, and robotic rover that is named Pragyan. A robotic rover which will be running or walking on the surface of moon and doing experiments, named Pragyan, that will probe the lunar terrain around it. ISRO said all 3 modules will carry payloads but did not specify them or their objective. The orbiter alone will have 8 payloads or instruments. The lander will carry 4 while the rover will be equipped with 2 instruments. All the modules are getting ready for Chandrayaan 2 launch, and Chandrayaan 2 will carry around 14 Indian payloads, 8 in orbiter, 4 in lander, and 2 in rover. ISRO has chosen a landing area at the hitherto unexplored lunar South Pole, making it the first agency to touch down at the South Pole. If it succeeds in its first landing attempt, Chandrayaan 2 will be India's second outing to the moon. ISRO will send the mission on its heavy lift booster, the MK3 from Sriharikota. And in October 2008, the Space Organization had launched its orbiter mission Chandrayaan 1 on its PSLV booster. The spacecraft had 11 payloads at that time, which was left from PSLV Chandrayaan 1. Okay, now this time 14 payloads. One of the US payloads shares credit with the Chandrayaan 1 for confirming the presence of water ice on the moon. Before that, the moon impactor probe carrying the Indian tricolor image was made to hard land on the lunar South Pole. And development and science, initially ISRO planned to partner with Russia to perform Chandrayaan 2. The two agencies signed an agreement in 2007 to launch the orbiter and lander in 2013, but Russia later pulled out of Chandrayaan 2 altogether, citing financial issues. But some reports stated that NASA and the European Space Agency were interested in participating, but ISRO proceeded with the mission on its own. Chandrayaan 2 orbiter will circle the moon and provide information about its surface. The payload will collect scientific information on lunar topography, mineralogy, elemental abundance, lunar exosphere, and signature of hydroxyl and water ice. The mission will also send a small 20 kilograms, that is 44 pounds, 6-wheeled rover to the surface. 6-wheeled rover to the surface. Rover which is coming out from the lander, okay, and that is very small, weighing just 20 kilograms. But and there will be 6 wheels in the rover, which will run over the surface of the moon, walking on surface of the moon, and doing a study of the soils and the surface of the moon, chemical structure, outer structure of the moon. Okay, and the rover will move semi-autonomously, examining the lunar regolith's composition. This is the list of instruments on the orbiter according to the Planetary Society. Now, I am giving you the list of instruments or payloads on the orbiter, and some of them are: first is Terrain Mapping Camera 2, which will map the lunar surface in 3 dimensions using 2 onboard cameras. And predecessors instrument called TMC flew on Chandrayaan 1. And next is Collimated Large Array Soft X-ray Spectrometer, which will map the abundance of minerals on the surface. Solar X-ray Monitor, which looks at emissions of solar X-rays. Next payload, Chandra's Atmospheric Composition Explorer, which is a neutral mass spectrometer, and a predecessor instrument called CHASE flew on Chandrayaan 1 Moon Impact Probe. This payload, Chandra Atmospheric Composition Explorer, this was also sent Imaging Infrared Spectrometer, which will measure the abundance of water hydroxyl on the surface. And next payload on orbiter is Orbiter High Resolution Camera to examine the surface, particularly the landing site of the lander and rover, and the lander's instruments. And one of the payloads of the lander is Instrument for Lunar Seismic Activity, that is also called ILSA, to look for moonquakes, doing a study over the earthquakes, doing a study over the quakes on the moon, which comes regularly on the moon. Okay, this is the instrument payloads in lander. And next payload on lander is Chandra Surface Thermophysical Experiment, that is called CHEST, to examine the surface thermal properties. And next payload on lander is Radio Anatomy of Moon-bound Hypersensitive Ionosphere and Atmosphere, to look at plasma density on the surface. and the rover will carry two science instruments to look at the composition of the surface, the laser induced breakdown spectroscope and the alpha particle X-ray spectrometer. So this rover, this carry only two science instruments, that is only the two payloads which will look at the composition of the surface and laser induced breakdown spectroscope, okay, alpha particle X-ray spectrometer. And this is Chandrayaan 2 lander and rover are targeted for a location about 600 km, that is 325 miles from the South Pole, which would be the first time any mission touched down so far from the equator. According to January 2, okay, so target is only for 14 Earth days, that is one moon days, just to give one lunar day for the life of the landers. Its measurements of monocaques would provide more data after the information collected by the human Apollo missions in the 1960s, 1970s, according to the Science Journal magazine. And meanwhile, the terrain explored by the rover is of great scientific interest due to the rock's old age. At 4 billion years old, scientists say the zone likely is composed of an ancient magma ocean. Okay. Actually, this says that age of moon is around 4 billion. Moon is 4 billion years old, and zone is likely composed of an ancient magma ocean. And man, just I request you to give your comments on this discussion, on this video.